let's go over some of the basic Minecraft MMO acrobatic grinders that you'll see. Now behind me on the left in the screen, you'll see the classic acrobatics tower with a little water elevator attached so the user can get back to the top nice and easily. And behind that in the distance, you see more of a little bit of an automatic version of that with time drops to trigger the experience gain. I'll go ahead and show you guys the basic acrobatics tower first. So when using the basic Minecraft MMO acrobatics tower, I usually typically make my drops 7 to 10 feet tall. And again, I wear feather falling 2 boots, as you can see here. And the important thing is to time your drops. You have to wait 3 seconds in between drops to actually get XP gain to trigger. So I'll go ahead and show you. There you go. And I do take about a half a heart of damage from this fall. So it's not perfect and will eventually kill me if I don't have, food, because I am on hard mode. So if you're on hard mode, this will eventually, wear you down if you don't continue to eat. You could go with feather falling 3 boots and completely avoid damage altogether, but you would decrease the amount of XP gain just a little bit. And I can break those numbers down below. Again, a very important thing is graceful landing. As you can see right there, I just went ahead and triggered it. I'll go ahead and show you guys that again. If you hold shift while falling, you actually double the chance of triggering the roll, and you double the amount of damage it reduces. So if I were to do this the entire time, I could actually grind with this amount of drop and get no damage. All right, now let's go over some automatic acrobatic grinders that you can make for Minecraft MMO. The one behind me is only going to be able to work on servers that have anti-exploit turned off. So if you're the server owner or admin, you're able to do that yourself, or if you're playing in a single player, you'll be able to do that, or just have to choose a server that chooses that option. And just to briefly go over the anti-exploit system for Minecraft MMO for those who don't already know, it does get triggered if the user has used an ender pearl recently, if they've been teleported, or if they land in the same spot within the last 50 falls. So any of those 3 will trigger the anti-exploit. So the system behind me isn't going to work for a server that has anti-exploit. You'd have to make something much more massive than that, which I did do in train of over 50 drops. And I'll show you that after I go ahead and show you this much more simpler version, just to kind of show you the concept before we get into the crazy, mechanism. I did go ahead and build the tower as an example for anyone who is running it on their own server or is playing on a server with anti-exploit off. Just to kind of show you guys what an AFK acrobatics tower may look like on one of those servers. Also, you could use it if you're playing on like a single player world. But each of these drops are timed for 3 seconds apart. That way I'll gain XP each time I fall. The only thing is the anti-exploit will have to be turned off. Otherwise, the 50 same spots will be triggered. You do have to land in 50 unique spots when you're AFK grinding Minecraft MMO. Otherwise, the anti-exploit will be triggered. This only has 3 unique drops, so it's going to trigger right here and not give me XP. Now let's get into the crazy mechanism that I ended up making to get around the anti-exploit for Minecraft MMO. Like I said, you have to have over 50 drops trained together to avoid triggering the anti-exploit mechanism. So we went ahead and made a drop of, I believe it's around 60. Each of the towers have at least 5 drops apiece. They end up having around 6 or 7 towards the end of each side of the train, just because of the tower height difference. But each drop is timed to be 3 seconds apart. And when you reach the end of the tower, you get pushed into a water stream, which will make you go into the water elevator and start an entire new tower over again. And it loops completely. So you can actually AFK here and just grind your Minecraft MMO acrobatics for as long as you want. Alright, so I'll go ahead and ride this real quick so you guys can see how this works. And I'll briefly explain all the different, mechanisms and, redstone timers that we have going on. But again, we'll start by going into the first water elevator. This is kind of where the player can enter and exit the loop easily. And we'll see what it looks like. Just kind of from the player's first-person perspective at first, and then I can go through a third-person camera, and I'll also upload a video that shows the entire system loop through. But again, each drop will be timed to be 3 seconds apart because of the redstone clocks. I decided to go ahead and make it 2 trapdoors wide, so that way the user doesn't get stuck on the side and I also made it so the water is pushing them kind of towards the middle of the water flow as well, so no one kind of gets stuck on the edges there. Again, they can go through this entire system and gain XP the entire time, and they can be AFK. The only thing is, if they're wearing Feather Falling 2 boots like myself, they'll end up taking damage over time. So if you want to be fully AFK, you do have to wear Feather Falling 3 or 4 boots, which will give you slightly less experience, but will ensure that your player stays alive. Now, another way you can circumvent that is just putting a health regen beacon nearby your Acrobatics grinding center. But if you are on hard difficulty, you can still die from not having enough food. As you guys saw in the previous clips, the massive contraption does indeed work. Although there is a couple of hiccups, sometimes the player will get stuck under the piston pushers at the top of the water elevator. It kind of depends on the server latency. Definitely feel like it works a little bit better when it's a single player server, or world as it were. Either way, I don't think the payoff of making such a large contraption is entirely worth it, because it's, easy enough to level up Minecraft MMO acrobatics with the traditional acrobatics towers such as this. And I would just make sure you're wearing some version of Feather Falling boots, as long as it's not Feather Falling 4, because that will actually lower the amount of XP you receive if you were to have no boots at all. I personally choose to wear 2 to 3, just so that way I'm not, running out of food too quickly. And I feel like I optimize my time a little bit more better that way. But if you do want to go ahead and maximize the XP that you gain, go ahead and wear Feather Falling 1 boots, especially if food is not an issue for you. If you guys ended up enjoying the video, I will be doing more guides just like this about every Minecraft MMO skill. So go ahead and hit that like button and hit the bell for the next one. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.